around the bases with us on a Tuesday. So much to get to, starting in Boston, where the Red Sox like what they see from Garrett Crochet. 6 years, $170 million contract extension, turns 26 in June. D-Rose, 6'6". They got it done in season, and he is a complete stud. What was your reaction to the deal?
My reaction is I would have done the same thing if I was the Red Sox. I said this in the winter meetings when everyone was fixated on Juan Soto, and rightfully so. I would have been pounding the pavement to get Garrett Crochet on my team. This is what a number one starter looks like. When you watch him, he can pitch with 2 pitches and dominate. He's only going to get better. What a phenomenal job of the okie doke played by him and his agent last year. Oh, you want to trade for me? You got to give me an extension. Well, you've only pitched 1 year in the big leagues, and boy, boom, he caught a hot hand, 6 for 170. Win-win for everyone. I think he's going to be fantastic for the Red Sox, and I think he'll be worth every penny of this deal.
And
I like it.
And he also has an opt-out. So Lauren, potentially, he's got another bite at the apple at the age of 31. And if he continues to ball out, which we expect him to do, he's going to make even more money.
Listen,
was it an okie doke, D-Ro, or was it just he wanted to be healthy and he wanted to get paid, which every ball player wants to?
Exactly, but usually you have to have some dirt in the cleats and some numbers on the back of your card to kind of push that narrative. Yeah. And they held true to it. Hey, if you're going to pick me up, because I'm sure there were teams calling Chris Getz last year, ringing the phone off the hook. Yeah. But I say this, he's win day. If he's right, the offense maybe runs into one swing of the bat. It's like last night. It's Sale when he's on his game. You guys, there's very few guys in the league that when they're on, the game's over. Yeah. And he's one of them. They have figured it out. It's a conveyor belt of just winning baseball. They have 12 to 15 arms that are completely dominant. Watching Tyler Glasnow go out there, Yamamoto's been filth. They've allowed Roki Sasaki to just go out there and try and figure it out, and they cover it. Yeah. They have Tanner Scott, Blake Trinan, and Kirby Yates, and the list goes on and on of what they can do from weaponry. So I'm not kidding when I say this. When the dust settles in about 5 years, you could see them having 2 or 3 more World Series, and we're talking about Dave Roberts in a completely different light than we were before the Padres series last year in the postseason.
That's crazy. Lauren, we were on the air here yesterday when we got the news that Colton Cowser, after sliding headfirst into first on Sunday, injured his thumb, and it turns out he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks. Likely, this is the tweet here from Jake Rill, who covers the team for MLB.com. D-Ro, you certainly don't want...
Sneaky good player.
Very good
Big
player,
pop.
But there's so much position player talent. How is this going to impact the Orioles moving forward?
I've been waiting for, and you never want it due to injury, but I've been waiting for Heston Kjerstad to get legitimate at-bats since he was drafted in the first round. I think this guy rakes. So he's going to get a chance to go out there. Cedric Mullins has gotten off to a great start. Offensively, they can cover this. It's just you feel for the player early, 6 weeks. He's got to put that oven mitt on that the kids wear.
That's also a good point. That's why they do it. I thought it was just for swag.
It is just for swag.
Apparently, there's some functionality.
Jazz has 15 oven mitts. I love it.
It's true. I feel like the last 2 postseasons, D-Ro, with the Orioles, it was the pitching. There just weren't enough arms. They almost ran out of arms. Do they have enough roster-wise now?
No, as currently constructed, I think they have enough to get into postseason and get into dance. But no, they're going to have to adjust their starting rotation.
And they have seen enough out of Garrett Crochet to make them his 6 years, $170 million deal. How'd this get done, JP?
Lauren, I think it's a great question because there were some indications towards the end of spring training that this was not necessarily imminent. But the Red Sox stepped up and gave Crochet the largest deal ever signed by a pitcher with 4+ years of service. In that time within 2 years of free agency, we could call it, surpassing what Jacob deGrom's deal was with the New York Mets. That was according to Mark Feinsand. Now, a really important detail that Mark shared as well, there's an opt-out in Crochet's deal after the 2030 season. Now, that might sound like a long time from now, but because of how young Crochet is, Lauren, it gives him a chance to get another major deal in free agency. So I think how it all unfolded and the trade from the White Sox to the Red Sox during the offseason, we know the White Sox at a very high price. The Red Sox met that high price, and it becomes a lot more realistic and palatable to give up all that young talent when you now know you've got him for multiple years going forward. So certainly, amid all the questions about Rafael Devers, the Red Sox start, some very good news in Boston yesterday with the news first reported by Jeff Passan.
Good for him. 26 years old with a bright future ahead. A lot to like about the Red Sox. You could put the Giants in that category. We were in studio yesterday, and D-Ro was saying this pitching staff, this rotation, it looks different than it did a year ago. JP, what stands out to you?
Maybe taking us back to the pitching staff of the D-Row era in San Francisco when, of course, they won the World Series back in 2010 with that great rotation. Hicks yesterday really caught my attention, Lauren. You consider Jordan Hicks, as Robert talked about, going back to his hometown of Houston, 6 scoreless innings, just 1 hit and 6 strikeouts. Rare is the pitcher who in the last decade has gone into that ballpark and shut down that lineup over 6 innings with only 1 hit. Jordan Hicks has done it. Of course, they also have Logan Webb and the 2 veterans who have joined in recent months, you could call in the case of Justin Verlander, and then Robbie Ray as well with the addition last year. So I like the way this team is coming together. I know there's a lot of talent certainly in the National League West. We've talked about the Dodgers, the Padres off to a tremendous start too. But maybe, Lauren, the NL West could be like the NL East was a year ago and put 3 teams into the postseason.
Wow, wouldn't that be something? More fun for us, the fans, right? A 7-2 win over Roberts Astros. JP Morosi, safe travels. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Lauren. You too.